General Hospital spoilers indicate that Kristina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mansi, is not moving forward and still has a vendetta against Ava Jerome, Mora West, since the accident that took the life of the baby that she was carrying her sister, Molly, Kristen Vagenos, and Molly's husband, TJ Ashford, Taj Bello. Kristina still holds Ava responsible, believing that Ava pushed her out the window and killed the baby she was carrying. The reason that Kristina was there in the first place is because she was subpoenaed to testify at her half-sister, Avery's custody hearing. Ava recently brought this up again, and Kristina still does not want to testify at her half-sister, Avery's custody hearing. She would go after Ava any way she can to put a stop to it. General Hospital spoilers. Kristina Corinthos Davis wants stop to Ava Jerome's plans. Now that the custody hearing of Avery is coming up, Kristina is going to have to put a stop to Ava. Kristina has asked her father, Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, to kill Ava, and Sonny would love to get rid of Ava so he can have custody of his daughter, Avery. Kristina would have to figure out the best way to get revenge on Ava and get her out of the picture, and what better way to burn down Ava's art gallery with her in it. GH spoilers. Kristina Corinthos Davis would commit murder. Kristina has said that she went to the Quartermains the night that Jagger Cates, Adam J. Harrington, was murdered to kill Jagger herself, but her father, Sonny, beat her to it. Kristina definitely wants Ava dead, and she could easily set a fire to her art gallery while she is working. This would kill two birds with one stone. Ava is out of the way, and Kristina wouldn't have to testify, as the custody case of Avery would be dropped. Would Ava survive the fire that Kristina started? Or maybe Ava escapes the fire unscathed and the gallery burns to the ground. This would be more hardship for Ava that she doesn't need. General Hospital spoilers. Ava Jerome loses business that she loves. Even if Ava survives the fire, losing the art gallery that she loves so much would be great revenge for Kristina. It may not completely ease her pain for losing the baby that she was carrying, but it would be a start. Ava has had her fair share of financial losses lately, and this would indeed hit her hard. Would Ava rebuild the gallery that she loves so much? Will Kristina go after Ava again? Because this probably wouldn't be enough. She would want Ava to lose it all, even her life. The moon hung high in the inky sky, casting a silver glow over Port Charles. The coastal town, home to secrets, schemes, and scandals, seemed to slumber, but behind closed doors, turmoil brewed. At the Corinthos Davis residence, Kristina Corinthos Davis paced the floor, her mind a storm of vengeance and grief. Her sister Molly's miscarriage, a tragedy that had left an indelible scar on their family, consumed her thoughts, and in Kristina's eyes, Ava Jerome was to blame. Kristina replayed the fateful day in her mind, a bitter confrontation at Ava's gallery, an argument that escalated until Kristina stumbled and fell. That fall had cost her not just her balance, but the life of the baby she carried for Molly and TJ. Though Ava maintained it was an accident, Kristina couldn't shake the belief that it was deliberate. The gallery, with its pristine walls and priceless art, had become a symbol of Ava's success and Kristina's loss. A brewing storm. A knock at the door broke Kristina's trance. Her father, Sonny Corinthos, stepped in, his dark eyes scanning her face with a mixture of concern and weariness. "You're still thinking about Ava, aren't you?" Sonny asked, his voice low but firm. Kristina nodded, her jaw clenched. She ruined everything, Dad. Molly lost her baby because of her, and now she wants me to testify at Avery's custody hearing. She's using me to get what she wants. Sonny sighed, running a hand through his hair. "You know I've always had my issues with Ava. If it were up to me." "It is up to you," Kristina interrupted, her voice sharp. "You could end this. Take her out of the equation for good." Sonny's gaze hardened. "Kristina, you don't know what you're asking. I've done things in my life, things I regret. You don't want to carry that burden." Kristina's eyes burned with unshed tears. She deserves to pay for what she's done. If you won't do it, I'll find another way. Sunny watched her in silence, knowing there was no stopping her once she'd made up her mind. The plan. Days turned into weeks, and the custody hearing loomed closer. Ava, unaware of the storm brewing against her, threw herself into her work. The Jerome Gallery was her sanctuary, a place where she could escape her tangled past and focus on her passion. She had no idea that Kristina had been watching her, studying her routines, and planning her next move. On a chilly January evening, Kristina stood outside the gallery, her heart pounding. She clutched a canister of gasoline, her fingers trembling. Doubts gnawed at her resolve, but the image of Molly's tear-streaked face hardened her heart. "This is for Molly," Kristina whispered to herself as she poured the gasoline around the building's perimeter. The acrid smell filled the air, mingling with the salty breeze from the harbor. She struck a match, her hand steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. The flame leaped to life, dancing in the darkness. Kristina tossed it onto the gasoline-soaked ground and stepped back as the fire roared to life. Flames licked the walls, devouring the gallery with a ferocity that mirrored Kristina's anger. The inferno. Inside, Eva worked late, oblivious to the danger. She sifted through a stack of invoices, her brow furrowed in concentration. The faint smell of smoke tickled her nose, and she looked up, frowning. "Is someone burning something outside?" she muttered, rising from her desk. A sudden crackle of flames caught her attention, and panic surged through her as she saw the fire creeping along the walls. Smoke filled the room, stinging her eyes and lungs. She stumbled toward the door, only to find it engulfed in flames. "Ava, get out of there!" A voice shouted from outside. It was Nina Reeves, who had been walking by when she noticed the fire. Eva screamed, coughing as the smoke thickened. She grabbed a cloth to cover her face and made a desperate dash for the back exit. Flames seared her path, but she pushed forward, fueled by sheer determination. She burst through the door just as the gallery collapsed behind her. Fallout. Kristina watched from a safe distance, her heart pounding as she saw Ava emerge from the inferno. Her chest tightened with a mixture of disappointment and relief. She hadn't truly wanted Ava to die, had she? The destruction of the gallery was supposed to be enough, a way to make Ava feel even a fraction of the pain she'd caused. The next day, Port Charles buzzed with news of the fire. Ava, shaken but unharmed, vowed to rebuild the gallery. Sunny confronted Kristina, his voice laced with anger and concern. "What were you thinking, Kristina? You could have killed her, or yourself." Kristina met his gaze, defiant. She deserved it. She had to pay for what she did to Molly. "And now what?" Sunny shot back. "You think this ends here? Ava's not going to back down, and neither will you. This will only escalate. A new beginning, or the beginning of the end?" Kristina wrestled with guilt as the days passed. Ava's resilience only fueled her anger, but a seed of doubt had been planted. Was revenge truly the answer, or was she becoming the very thing she hated? Ava, meanwhile, stood amidst the charred remains of her gallery, a fire of a different kind burning in her eyes. She wouldn't let this defeat her. She would rebuild, stronger than before, and she would find out who was responsible. As the tension between Kristina and Ava simmered, the people of Port Charles braced themselves. The fire was just the beginning, a spark that could ignite a war. In a town where secrets and betrayals were the currency of life, one thing was certain: this battle was far from over.